Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater, and there's a lot of stuff coming out in the pipeline, coming out of the woodworks here when talking about the Mandalorian. I feel like every couple days there's a new scoop. Every couple days there's a new little tidbit of information, a little titillation for the fan base as they wait for the apparently non-delayed season 2. But this is something that's coming in this morning, and it's a bit peculiar, and I want to talk about it because apparently there is an Ahsoka Tano show that's in development for Disney Plus, saying a new report states that an Ahsoka Tano focused Star Wars show is in development for Disney Plus. Well, yeah, to put it bluntly, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Let me just start off with that. All right, I just want to make that abundantly clear off the front. Yeah, no crap. All right, like you don't just cast Rosario Dawson to not come back and play the character. You don't have all the talks about Sabine Wren live action because there's been talks of an Ahsoka Sabine Wren animated show, but actually I think at this point now that's more a live action show. You don't talk about bringing in Tamara Morrison as Commander Rex or Boba Fett without there being some continuation of the character. You don't do all of these things that have been happening and not start to develop spin-off series. The future of Star Wars right now is on television. We know this. Iger has said this before his departure as CEO, and I don't think Chapek has the balls to mess with that right now. Am I being fair? But let's find out where this whole thing sourced from because it's quite interesting. It is actually interesting when you start to break it down a little bit here. So Daniel RPK simply said on his Patreon, an Ahsoka Tano show of some kind is in development for Disney Plus. That's it. That's it. That's just Daniel RPK. Now, if you don't know who Daniel Richtman is, he's a scooper apparently. This is his Patreon page. This is basically at this point what he pushes. So you can get a membership level here for $2 a month, basic access. $5 is full access to posts. $10 is full access plus early access to videos on his YouTube channel. And as far as I know, the dude doesn't do much in regards to his YouTube channel. I haven't seen any videos from him. But he says here about his description, hi, I'm Daniel Richtman. I'm a freelancer, mostly write about Super Bro movies, which I haven't seen him post an article or anything in a long time. He rides this wave of being this inside scooper that likes to attack other scoopers. He frequently on Twitter attacks Mikey Sutton, without ever really disproving him, just coming out and attacking him point blank. And I think if you want my honest opinion, there's a fair amount of that has to do with the fact that Mikey actually gets like worldwide coverage for his scoops, and a lot of these other scoopers like Daniel and Jeremy Conrad, and not so much Charles Murphy, he kind of keeps to himself, but a lot of these guys, they kind of coalesce around each other, and they use that as a way to kind of like fire barbs at Mikey Sutton, and I think it's completely unprofessional. But hey, it's how he makes his money, and it is what it is. So it says here that, and mostly I write about stories and inside scoops, and try to keep doing it to give you guys all the inside knowledge I can. I need funding. It's the harsh and honest truth, but I hope you can help with that. Okay, yeah, he needs funding to be able to tell you that there's an Ahsoka Tano show that's gonna be like Mikey. I'm just gonna say it. Mikey Sutton does it for free. Mikey Sutton does it for free. So, I mean, it's not like this stuff really, and Daniel's got a terrible track record. Look it up. Now, the reason why I'm kind of crapping on Daniel a little bit here, and those of you who are fans of his, I don't care. He's a bit of a snarky asshole on Twitter. I'm gonna say something here, but this is not something that he scooped. I think he stole it. You want my honest opinion? I think he stole it. And I'm going to have to give credit to someone I don't want to give credit to, but I have to do it. A couple days ago, this popped up over on Fandom Wire, written by Andy Signor. Blandy Andy made this comment. Exclusive, Ahsoka Tano will lead live-action Disney Plus Star Wars series 3 days ago. Now, all of a sudden this morning, Daniel drops this Patreon post, and everyone's talking about it. They're like Hollywood, Heroic Hollywood, and comic book resources. So they completely crap on Andy, which makes sense because people are going to do that anyway. The guy kind of deserves it in many situations. However, he did break this story first on Fandom Wire, saying here, as we exclusively reported yesterday, Boba Fett is getting more than just a Mandalorian cameo. There's also a Boba Fett series in the works. That is something that came from them. But it turns out he's not the only one. We're excited to report that Disney Plus is already in development for a new live-action Star Wars series starring fan favorite Ahsoka Tano. And again, this is just what we know right now. This is what we know. It isn't much, but this is what people are saying. This is what people, are coming to. So I find it kind of funny that when we talk about the inside scoop game when it comes to this sort of situation, you can see, I'm just kidding. I said, I think Daniel Richtman probably saw this because no one was talking about it. This is a big story coming in from a small website that's got a bit of a spurious history. It does. Fandom Wire does. And no one talked about it. But then Daniel Richtman says like one line on his Patreon, and it makes its way around the internet. I mean, like, that goes to show you. That goes to show you how starved for information people are right now. They are just starved. Like, I don't know how much of this is real. It only makes the most amount of sense. If you look at everything involving Star Wars on television and Filoni and Favreau's involvement and how they have, ever since the ending of season 1 of Mandalorian, been absolutely pushing for a live-action Clone Wars follow-up or Rebels follow-up series, it makes the most amount of sense that they would be developing all of these other series. Ahsoka Tano is big. Reports came out yesterday saying that the Clone Wars actually, according to one analysis, got more views than Stranger Things did. That it was more popular than Stranger Things. I would love for Disney to release that information. I would love for Disney to release all of that information to know how popular the Clone Wars was, because in reality, like, a lot of people in like the YouTube Twitter sphere were talking about it, but I don't know how like the normies were approaching it. And that is a question that I have. I don't know how the normies went after Star Wars here. I don't know. So I'd like to know all that stuff. So anyway, look, with all of these things, take them with a grain of salt. A lot of the stuff comes in, what you hear about in these scoops. And again, something I even say when it comes to stuff Mikey Sutton tells me is, it's all stuff that could be in development. That doesn't mean it's real. That doesn't mean that it's happening. It just means that someone is, they're developing, and they actively develop things all the time. And if you know anything about the inner workings of Hollywood, you know that. Like, they'll write spec script after spec script after spec script that just sit in a drawer somewhere, or a vault. And there was even a time in the early 90s when Hollywood was completely flush with cash that they would just literally, there would be a bidding war over a script. Let's say Universal had this. They were bidding on this script that Warner Brothers wanted as well, and Warner's had a really good year, so they go, you know what, we want to F over Universal. So they would just buy the script, and then they would just lock it in a vault, and that would be it. They would pay the writer like $1 million or so just to get that script, and then they would do nothing with it. And this happened a lot. This happened a lot back then. So it's the same concept now. Things get into development. They have executives working on pitching projects, and they try to see how, they do market researching and market testing and all of this stuff. And that is a reality. So take it all with a grain of salt, but have fun with it nonetheless. Anyway, I just wanted to touch upon this little bit of information and kind of give my take on it. I think Andy probably broke the story. I think Daniel probably saw it floating around and posted it on his Patreon, because he doesn't say that it was an inside thing. He says, oh, they may or may not, they're currently working on it, and that's all the information he gave. So there's that. I think that's kind of funny. Anyway, your thoughts, your opinions. I'll talk to you guys all later. Have yourself a great day. Thank you for watching. And hey, if you want to support the channel, you can just listen to this little ad right here. Support the channel through Patreon. Support the channel through Patreon. Yo, you got $1. Support the channel through Patreon. Yeah, man. Just, let me throw down some fresh, fat beats to pimp the Patreon. Yeah. What's up, dog? Pimp it. Yeah, that's right.